What's up, y'all? I'm at the movies right now, and I'm about to go see Scream 7. This is a very controversial movie. I'm aware of what happened to Melissa Barrera, and I don't condone it. Like, all she said was free Palestine, and she should have that right to do it and not lose her job. So my expectations are below what they usually are for a Scream movie. And just know, I think I know the ending because I was scrolling on a TikTok comment section and boom, there it was. I don't know how that info got leaked, if it's true. I don't know if it's just trolls trying to stop people from going to see the movie. I guess I'll find out. But I got my Scream t-shirt on. I'm ready to see what this next chapter is. I don't think it'll be the last. I mean, we'll see once the movie's done, but and if it makes money. But I'm gonna go watch it and I'll be right back to give some quick thoughts on it, and I'll let y'all know what I think. Okay, so I just got back from watching it, and I usually record like out of the theater reactions, like in my car and everything. But I had to really just take in what I watched, collect my thoughts, and there's gonna be a rant in this, just so you know. Just spoiler alert, and that's even foreshadowing what I'm about to say. But let me, of course, answer this question: is this movie any good? And I know that's typically a yes or no question, but that's a loaded question in this case. But to really answer it, this movie, to me at least, is fine. This movie's fine. It is tough just because of, again, like I mentioned earlier, Melissa Barrera being fired. It shouldn't have happened, really. I mean, I could make a different video about that. And regardless, right? Kevin Williamson, who wrote Scream 1, 2, 4, co-wrote and directed this, which I already knew was a red flag considering he hasn't directed anything in over 20 years, and now he's directing this, and he's only directed ever like really just one movie. And I don't want to talk too much about the movie because I do want to get into something else, but I will say with this movie, there are certain decisions that are made creatively. One in particular, I don't want to spoil too much, but I will say that it involves a character having to run from one place to another. This movie really touches on the theme of technology use and everything. And while I'm watching a certain character run from somewhere, I'm like thinking to myself, wait, why can't they just call it Uber or a Lyft? You know what I mean? Like, I know because it's a movie and everything, but just come on, man. There's also something else. Like, it's in the trailer when Sydney and her daughter Tatum are walking through a wall, right? Or in between a wall. And I'm thinking to myself, wait, why are you doing that? Like, you could just stay where you were at. So there's just moments like that where I'm thinking to myself, there's better creative decisions that could have been made towards this movie. With that being said, I'm going to transition into something that's going to involve spoilers. You're safe right now until there's like spoiler warning. You'll you'll know. But overall, let me say this: I understand if you don't want to see this movie and you want to, boycott, protest just because Melissa Barrera got fired. That's understood. This one is going out to the fans, though. If you are a fan of Scream, and even with the controversy aside, you're still curious to see how this one is, I'd say give it a chance, but lower your expectations, just kind of like how I did. There's fun to be had in this. There's entertaining things that happen, but at least for me, by the time the movie's done, you just think to yourself, this could have been better, right? Now, I am going to talk about spoilers. Spoilers right here. That's your little warning right there. And it's also going to be a bit of a rant because here's the thing. I said in the beginning, before I even saw the movie, that I had the ending spoiled for me. And I really want to know how the internet at large is getting a hand of these spoilers and everything. Like, did somebody on the set of Scream decide to just leak this information so that this movie could fail? Which this movie's going to make bank this weekend, so they failed with that. But yes, if you've seen the movie or if you really don't care about spoilers, Anna Camp is the one who is the Ghostface killer. This was a comment that was mentioned in the same TikTok video that I mentioned earlier. And granted, they didn't ruin the entire movie because she was one of two killers. And also, too, Matthew Lillard was reported to be in this movie and everything, but he's AI. So that leaves me with just to say two things. Number one, number one, the internet is a really not so safe space when it comes to avoiding spoilers these days. Even with Avengers Doomsday, and we're only like less than 10 months away from that movie, but I'm finding out things about it that I'm like, wait, I don't want to know this. But in regards to Scream 7, I get it. If you don't want people to see this movie and you just want to spoil it, why not? but maybe you could do that, like, where there's a video of people talking about the movie and spoiling everything. Again, y'all, I don't condone what they did with Melissa being fired, and quite frankly, you feel her absence in this, especially when, Chad and Mindy are in the movie too. So, again, don't support that decision, but the fact that someone like me was just casually scrolling on the internet and then I had that ruined for me, that's pretty messed up, and it's kinda crazy that, again, that's just the world we live in. And even while I was watching it, I was just thinking to myself, "Okay, I can already know what's gonna happen." So, I just had to get that off because, again, if you wanna boycott it, by all means do that, but don't ruin it for someone like me who wanted to watch this movie. Like, I've been waiting so long to watch, and then I had that ruined for me, so it is what it is. Moving on, though, into more of the spoilers, though. When it came down to it, and even if I didn't see the movie, I just think that the decision to make it, and even if you didn't know that was the case, you can kind of still see it coming a mile away, especially when you think about, wait, who else did they show in this movie? Because that's what Scream is now these days, anyway, right? It's like, wait, who is it? Who's the one that didn't get killed, or who's the one that's not so obvious, even though it's pretty obvious, especially in this movie. The use of AI, or at least mentioning AI and everything, like it was Matthew Lillard acting in it, but the fact that they said it was AI, um, just wasn't really. I'm not saying I wasn't buying it, but I'm just saying like that's kind of lazy writing, especially in the time with AI taking over a whole lot of things. Even Dewey appears in this movie, but it's like an AI deep fake of him and everything. And so, yeah, Scream 7 to me is a mixed bag now because, and I said this years ago, like when it came to ranking the Scream movies, that 3 was my least favorite. This might be my new least favorite. And that's a shame because even so, Scream always was that series where they only had like maybe one bad movie, but Scream 3 to me was still watchable. This is watchable, but not the best. And so I just had to let all of that out. It's longer than most videos that I make about movies and everything, but with a movie like Scream 7 and all that surrounding it, you kind of have to let everything out. So, yeah. That being said, y'all, did you watch Scream 7 yet? And what were your thoughts on it? And do you think they'll make another one? I can see them making another one. I think maybe they should stop. I think maybe they should stop Scream. This little trilogy that they made with Chad and Mindy and Gail and hell, even Sydney. It was nice, but I do want to like move on. Maybe I don't know, do something else with like this concept and idea. But whatever y'all think, just let me know in the comments. Let's discuss, and of course, just let me know.